Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a little bit different than what I usually post. Um, Let me just start off by saying there was this supporter of mine. Um, well, I don't know if they're a supporter. I think they just commented on one of my posts on my channel, and they were basically asking me for help and advice um, on their life, because I guess they were having a hard time feeling happy with what they were doing in life, even though it should make him happy. It wasn't making him. Well, I'm calling them a him. I don't actually know if they're a boy or girl, but it wasn't making them feel the way they thought it should be making them feel. So I feel like that person was very confused and saw me as a very nice person and someone they felt comfortable talking to me about their situation, which thank you, by the way, for trusting me with that information of your life, because I'm a complete stranger. Obviously, you don't know me. I don't know you. I don't even know what you look like. And then you don't really know much about me. You're just watching this YouTube video, and I'm a complete stranger. And it's really hard for anyone who's dealing with stuff like depression and anxiety, just someone who's feeling lost in their life. It's very hard for that person to come out to someone to talk about it. So the fact that you trusted me, that means a lot to me, and that actually inspired me a lot to do this video, so that not only I can help you, but that I can also help other people who are struggling with the same thing. So I want to start this video by telling my story. So if you are a person who's struggling with their mental health, whether it's depression, anxiety, feeling lost in your life, or stressed, or feeling like you're doing something that's supposed to be making you feel happy but isn't really making you feel happy, like you're not satisfied enough, this video is for you. I want to start off by telling my story. I have an old diary here that I wrote in when I was in middle school and high school. So I wrote in here through my middle school years and my high school years. I am now graduated from high school, and am a college student. So I learned a lot since I left high school and since I was in middle school. I'm still a young person, so I'm still figuring my shit out, but I do have more of a understanding now than I did then, because of everything that just happened in my life and everything that I went through in my life and everything that I felt during my life. And it gets very, very deep in this journal. So I actually marked all of the pages where it really gets into how my life used to be and what I saw my life as. It might get emotional for me, and it might even make you emotional behind the screen, because you're feeling the same things that I felt during these times in my life. So I want to start off by telling my story. And this gets into, you'll see what it gets into. So yeah, it's gonna probably be a lot of suicidal thoughts, a lot of feeling lost thoughts, and a lot of unsatisfaction, if that is a word. But anyways, to give you guys okay, how do I do this? To give you guys a start of how my life used to be when dealing with this stuff. Oh, by the way, I have this headband on because I'm going to be doing like a facial on myself, just taking care of my skin because I'm breaking out, and I feel like if I do that while recording, then I'll feel more comfortable talking about this stuff to complete strangers, because it's kind of a distraction for me. But anyways, to start my story, let's go back to elementary school. So before I lived here at this house with my parents, I used to live in an apartment with them. I was obviously a little kid, and I lived at these apartments, and the school that I went to was called Chain Lake Elementary School, and I actually went to the same elementary school as my cousin, and so we got really close, and we would literally hang out all the time. But the only thing was that when I first started going to school, like ever in my life, I was a very shy little kid. I didn't really like talking to people. I was very antisocial. So like anytime someone would try to talk to me, I would just nod my head instead of actually responding. I would just nod my head, yes or no. I would literally only answer yes or no questions because I didn't actually talk. Like, I was basically muted. I didn't speak at all. That's just how shy and antisocial I was. And I guess I was just super afraid to talk to people. I'm not really sure why, till this day. But, yeah, so I didn't have very much friends because anytime a kid would come up to talk to me, I didn't really speak, so they were just uninterested. And then I would have recess with my cousin at some times. We had the same recess, so I would actually hang out with her friends, and at first I wouldn't talk, but then later I started talking with words, and I made friends with my cousin's friends. So me and my cousin basically had the same friends, and we would hang out literally every recess. So yeah, and then moving forward, I ended up moving. So I got out of the apartments and got a house because my parents didn't want to rent anymore. So we got a house, and it's actually this one that I'm living in right now. I moved here when I began 3rd grade. So I started going to the elementary school here, which is called, oh, actually I shouldn't say the elementary school that I went to. Yeah, I started going to the elementary school here because it's literally across my house. So yeah, and so I didn't go to the same elementary school as my cousin anymore, obviously, because I've moved. So then I just had to start over and make new friends. And that was very hard for me because, again, I was very antisocial and I had just gotten comfortable with my cousin's friends. So for me to leave, it was a very, very big deal it was a very, very big deal to me. So I was kind of scared of how it was gonna end up for me, especially because my cousin wasn't gonna be there anymore with me. It made me close up a lot, and it made me have a harder time making friends. But I did actually end up making one friend, and then I ended up making another friend, and yeah, so I did actually make maybe like 2 or 3 friends. I think the most friends I made at that elementary school was 3. So yeah, I had like 3 people that I would talk to during recess or during class. But it was kind of on and off. Sometimes I would speak to them, sometimes I wouldn't. I don't know, I was just very antisocial. Like if they were with a group of people, I would literally like go off into the corner because I was just too scared to talk to new people that I hadn't talked to with before. That was elementary school for me, and then now let's move on to what happened in middle school. So sixth grade me was extremely scared to go into middle school, especially because there's going to be older kids there now, because it's like a mix of like I think isn't it like a mix of like 13-year-olds to like 16 or 15-year-olds. I think so. I don't really remember, to be honest, but but yeah, so I was very scared to go into middle school because people would always, or not people, adults would always say in elementary school, the teachers would always tell us that there's going to be bullies, and you should be aware of that and prepare for that, because if you come in encounter with a bully, this is what you need to do. They would literally show us a video of anti-bullying, cyberbullying, all that stuff to prepare us for middle school. And so that got me really scared. So I was already shy enough, so that just made me extremely shyer. So when I went into middle school, the friends that I had in elementary school, none of them really went to the same middle school as me. So I think I only stayed friends with one of them, but it was kind of like on and off because I think me and her would get into fights and then we'd stop being friends and then we'd talk again. It was like a bunch of little kid shit, like I don't even know. But yeah. So that was really the only friend I ever had until later I met this other girl. We're gonna call her A. So A started speaking to me even though I didn't speak back to her. I only nodded my head. So she started speaking to me, and like she was consistent with it. Like she didn't give up on me. Like she knew eventually I would open up to her. So she just kept talking to me and trying to be friends with me. And so eventually I did give in and I started talking to her and hanging out with her at lunch, I think it was. And in class, we would always sit next to each other and just talk about things. And she made me laugh a lot, and she honestly made me feel happy and like I actually wasn't a weird kid, because I knew that me not speaking to people was made me like different from the others, because whenever someone would try to talk to me, they kind of found it weird that I wouldn't speak back. They were just like, oh, what's wrong with her, like why doesn't she talk? So, and I knew that, I knew exactly what they were thinking. So for her to be my friend, it made me feel like maybe I could make more friends and maybe I could fit in. The friend that I had from elementary school, the only one that went to the same middle school as me, from elementary, that girl, we're gonna name her H. So that girl I also started talking to again in middle school, and we became very close friends too. So like it was like a trio. It was me, A, and H, because I remember we would hang out in class and talk, and then H would be like, I'm so happy that she talks to us now. And then A was like, I know, like I just remember that vividly. But then something happened between all three of us where we got into a little argument and we kind of stopped talking with each other. So I stopped talking to H and A, but then eventually I started talking to A again, because I really missed her. So eventually I started talking to A again, but I never continued to talk to H. I think she was like still mad at me or something. I don't know. And I was still kind of mad at her because basically she broke girl code. I remember I was like super jealous that she started dating the guy that I liked, and she knew I liked him, so that's why we stopped talking. It was very stupid, but yeah, so that's what happened. But I continued to be friends with A. But then there was a time where I kind of hung out or started to hang out with these other group of people, but I wouldn't really talk to them. I would more just follow them everywhere. I didn't really talk, so I feel like they probably thought I was weird, but they were just too nice to like be like, get the fuck away. Like, yeah, so that's kind of how it was in middle school. At first, but then once I got into 7th grade, it got kind of tough for me. And 7th grade is actually when puberty started hitting me. So I began to grow boobs, I began to get my period. So 7th grade is when puberty started hitting me, and girls and boys would talk about, girls would talk about boys all the time, and boys would talk about girls all the time and about their body. That's when everything started becoming very sexual. Everything was becoming sexualized. So, um, that became a very, I don't know how to say it, but basically, that's when it got tough, because I would hear boys talk about my body at sometimes and be like, oh my gosh, she's so flat, like she doesn't have this or that. And then I would also hear them talk about like how weird I am because I don't speak. Like, why don't I speak? Just a bunch of bullshit. And it got me to be very insecure about myself, and like I didn't really want to show my face anymore. So once I went into 8th grade, sorry about that. Once I went into 8th grade, I didn't want to go to middle school anymore. I wanted to be home. So my mom actually put me into online middle school. So yeah, so I didn't want to show my face in school anymore. So my mom put me into online school for 8th and 9th grade. So I would just be home all the time doing homework. But the only problem was that because I was home all the time, it really got me into my thoughts, my own thoughts, and basically I became my own bully. So yeah, basically I became my own bully. So I'm gonna actually read a page from here because this is when I started writing in my journal because I was home all the time and I didn't know who to talk to anymore. So I would write about it. Dear Diary. Oh, by the way, I wrote the date on all these pages. So this was Tuesday, May 11th, 2021. So I'm not sure if this was in middle school or if it was 9th grade, but either way, it kind of is the same. But yeah, Dear Diary. Okay. Dear Diary, I've never wrote in here about my suicide thoughts. It's always on my phone. So I think I should express it on here now. And if someone ends up reading this, oh well, it's not like they can change anything. First, it all starts at school. Once I was in 7th, that's when it hit me the most. In 6th, I had friends to talk to, but in 7th, things changed. All the friends I talked to, I didn't talk to anymore, except for A, but not that often. Well, I did make a new group of friends, but I wouldn't talk to them, only really follow them around. There was times where I got left behind and was left all alone in the halls. That's when I began to think about things. I'd look at everyone walking by, noticing how they had friends to talk to and how no one looked at me. I felt as if I became the wall. No one cared I was alone, they'd just walk past me. Then when a girl I've talked to before tried asking me to hang out, the girl next to her said I didn't talk, and they walked away. I then felt even lonelier, like everyone knew me as the quiet girl, so don't talk to her. So I tried self-love. I wrote things to myself like you matter, you're pretty, you're not alone. Reading it would always make me cry because I knew it was all a lie. After all, it was me telling myself those things. And every time I'd find someone, they'd all leave. I was in the dark. No one gave a fuck. I was alone, not even attractive to anyone. I began to feel ugly, too skinny, that I needed to be thick. I needed to talk to be noticed, that no one cared about me. I wanted to talk and be noticed, but something was holding me back. Okay, now the next sentence gets kind of suicidal, so just so that you guys are prepared to hear very detailed things. Yeah. I put a blank to my blank, wanting to feel the blank down, but I couldn't do it. I was afraid, wanting to give up, but I had to be fearless. 8th grade, it got worse. I had the same feelings, but something new. My heart, it felt broken. I felt pain, a lot of pain. I no longer was the wall. I was nothing, empty, but hurting really badly, like I was blank. 100 times. I wanted these feelings to go away. I not only wanted to blank, but a very deep blank that doesn't stop blank. I have to say blank, guys, because I don't think YouTube would allow me to say these things, so I just have to kind of censor it myself. So, okay. Cry, cry, and cry. When will it go away? Do I even want to blank? I don't want to be sad. I want to be happy. I want to laugh. 9th grade. I became friends with Richard, Jose, and Camden. They made me laugh. I thought I finally fit in. I thought the pain would leave, but it was the same. Only at one point, it became not worse, but really, really bad. Instead of crying like all the time in the shower, this time it was different. I thought about things and started to cry, but instead of keeping my feelings in, I let them out. I'm useless. I don't matter. No one cares or loves you. Give up. Blank. You're ugly. You need a better body. You're alone. You have no purpose. Why are you here? Your mom hates you. Blank yourself. Blank. Quit screaming. I remember looking at the shower door, seeing my reflection. I started telling myself things out loud. I'm useful. I do matter. They care and love me. Don't give up. Don't blank. You're pretty. Your body is perfect. You're not alone. Find your purpose. Mom loves you. Don't blank yourself. Don't blank. I'm here. I wasn't only telling myself this. Jesus was too. As I was telling myself this, I saw his reflection on the shower door. He felt my pain. He saw me, begging for help. All along he was there hugging me, telling me to keep moving, that I will find my purpose, that I have to stop myself. That I have to stop myself hate to follow my right path. He gave me new faith to follow. He showed me that I can be noticed. I love you, God. Jesus, thank you for showing me my faith and for healing away my pain, that I can still live. Amen. Know that he doesn't completely take away the pain. You have to heal yourself before healing completely. Okay, I think this is me writing about the time in the shower, so kind of what I was talking about just now in my diary. So this kind of connects with that page. This was Monday, August 9th, 2021. Dear Diary, want to know something about girls? The girl who acts or seems tough is close to blank and is in need of brightness. The girl who laughs about anything knows she is a disappointment and is in need of saving. That shy girl is slowly fading away and cries in the shower. Now put it all together. That girl is being called a hoe. And that girl is me. Yes, I know what I did. No, I don't regret it. But I did stop. Yeah, I did blank. I know I disappointed you. Yes, the little girl that you know isn't so innocent. I know I ruined your life. So stop saying that you care because you clearly don't care. Stop saying you love me because you don't even mean it or show it. Stop saying you need me because you clearly want me out. So leave me alone and let me get out of your life for you. But quick question. Why did the hoe drop her towel? Because of you. And then I wrote, I'm sorry on the bottom. I think this was in 9th grade. This was definitely in 9th grade. Like I said, everything was super sexualized. Guys were basically only interested in you if you had a big booty or boobs. So that can kind of tell you where that was going. Okay. And I think this continues. No. Okay, now this page talks about a mental breakdown I had in the shower. So again, this is very, very detailed. I was a very detailed writer. And very sad. I wasn't happy with my life choices or anything at all. Dear Diary, I didn't really talk about this yesterday, but yeah, yesterday I had a mental breakdown in the shower. As soon as I turned the water on, I knew I was going to start thinking stuff. No, it's not about my relationship. It's about the things that my mom said that cut deeply into me. I've tried so many times that it was enough to dry all my tears. Oh, sorry, I meant to say I've cried so many times that it was enough to dry all my tears. I sat down under the water and I curled myself up. All I had heard in my head was, "You disappointed me. You ruined my blank," and the word "ho" over and over again. I kept saying stop, but it felt like I was being stabbed multiple times, again and again. Every time I heard it, it teared me apart piece by piece. I tried biting myself to make the pain stop, but all that came out of it was tears. So I got off the ground and noticed there was fog on the glass doors. I wrote the word "ho" until there was no more room for me to write. I dropped down to the floor and tried biting myself more. It didn't help. It made it worse. I was getting blank deeper and deeper. I wasn't biting hard enough because I was crying a lot. Then I looked at the glass doors and realized the fog was clearing up and the word "ho" was slowly fading away. It confused me because I had really hot water on. I got up again and got rid of the word myself. I looked down to my feet and thought, wow, this is the worst pain I've been in. I could get hit with a car and it wouldn't even compare. Grabbing the sponge and soap, I sat down again and cleaned myself that way while I sobbed. I finished actually taking a shower and got out like nothing happened. Now you know why I take forever in the shower. Tuesday, August 10th, 2021. So, very suicidal, as you can see. I was not in a good state of my life. So this is in high school, by the way. I think the rest of it is just from high school. So I'm going to read this. Dear Diary, lately I've been feeling sad, which is weird because usually I don't let the negative thoughts affect me as badly as it's affecting me right now. I don't know why or what is making me feel this way, but it makes me feel empty inside. I feel stressed, hopeless, sad, lonely, and invisible. I suck at school. I never understand anything, and everyone else seems to be doing just fine. I feel that I need to be better, but I just don't seem to have motivation for anything at all. I try my best, but it never seems to be good enough. I barely even talk to anyone at school. I only have 2 friends that I usually talk to. My boyfriend is going through shit, and he seems sad. So this wasn't my current boyfriend. these were just high school boyfriends, which they were full of shit, by the way. But anyways, he didn't tell me exactly what's going on in his life, but it seems to be affecting him a lot. I'm trying to be there for him and comfort him the best that I can, but it's hard because I'm not at my best either. He's usually this goofy, energetic person, but now he seems really sad. And I hate seeing him like that because he deserves way better. He's a good person. He deserves to be happy, but life is just not fair. I really wish I could do something, but I can't. There's always this thought in my head that he'll get bored of me or that I'll lose him because I'm not good enough. But whatever happens, I'm not going to let him get through it alone. I've been feeling lonely at school lately because I'll be seeing groups of friends while I only have two that I don't even hang out with. We'll talk here and there, but I just don't know what's wrong with me. Why can't I make friends and talk to people like others do? Why do I get anxious? Why when I'm around a lot of people? Why can't I just be normal? Why can't do I get so... I think I messed up right here. Why do I get so quiet? I think back on my childhood and I've always been so alone. I've never really had friends or hung out with anyone. I've never even had a sleepover with anyone besides my cousins. I don't really know what it feels like to have friends. There's always these thoughts that they'll judge me, think I'm weird, or get bored of me. It seems like I've done nothing good in my life. Like I'm just this hopeless person that doesn't really have any purpose. There's always this pain that I feel and it hurts really, really bad. I tell it to go away, but it starts hurting even more. And then I fall asleep and I feel nothing. It makes me wonder, what if one day I fall asleep and never wake up? My thoughts in my head would go away and the pain in my heart would stop. I wouldn't have to suffer anymore. Sometimes I think of blank myself because when I blink into my blank and see the blank, it calms me down. I look at it and I freeze. The voices in my head, they go away. It triggers me to relax. There's times when I look at myself in the mirror and I don't like what I look like. I feel ugly. My body isn't the way I want it to be. I look too skinny and I have stretch marks everywhere. I hate my face. I hate my voice. I hate my body. I hate that I look this way. That I think this way, that I feel this way. Why can't it just go away? Thursday, November 18, 2021. Okay. I'm going to take a break so I can also wash this off and stop getting so freaking emotional. But I had a feeling I was going to cry because when you read back at your old self and see how much you hurt, and then you look at yourself now, it just makes you proud. Okay, so we're back. I cleaned my face. So let's continue. I'm probably gonna cry some more, but it's gonna be okay. Okay. Dear Diary, I recently blank my blank again. I've tried so hard to stay strong, but it feels like I'm getting weaker and weaker. I keep telling myself not to give up, but I really want to give up. I know there's people that need me and care about me, but I just don't know if I can hold on any longer. I just don't think I'm good enough. I feel worthless, like there is no purpose in anything anymore. It's just too much. I'm alive, but it feels like I can't breathe. It's hard to look happy around people when deeply down you want to cry. I feel like I don't belong. I want to disappear, but at the same time, I don't. I have a mom and dad that love me. I have a sister to look out for. I have 2 brothers that care about me. I have a boyfriend that loves me and I need to be there for him. And I have a cousin that needs me. I know there's people that care and love me and need me, but it's getting hard to stay here. It feels like I'm slowly fading away. I'm falling apart and I don't know what to do. It hurts. I want the pain to go away, but it won't. It feels like I'm falling in a hole and the light is fading slower and slower. Do I really matter? Is there a purpose to be alive? I don't know why I'm feeling this way or why I think this way, but it's getting harder to breathe. I feel like I shouldn't even exist. I feel like I'm just a hopeless girl wanting to be saved. When will it be my turn to be happy? It feels like the days are repeating itself over and over. I do the same things every day. I feel like I should be doing so much more, but I'm not. I'm hopeless. Tuesday, November 30th, 2021. Okay, now this is next page. Sorry, let me. I'm just gonna put on some eye mask real quick. Dear Diary, I gotta tell you something. I recently blank again. I just feel like I always ruin things. I feel like I don't belong here. Sometimes I feel numb and sad. It comes on and off, but I want it to go away, and it won't. I want to be free from the pain. I blank myself because I don't like myself. I hate myself. I want to blank because I deserve it. My mom saw the blank on my blank today. She asked if I did it because of my anxiety. No, it's not. It's not because of my anxiety. No, it's not because I'm depressed and suicidal. Why won't anyone hear me? I want to be saved. That was Monday, February 14, 2022. So I don't really remember exactly how I felt here, but I think what I wanted was for someone to know that I'm not okay, and I didn't want to tell them, so I wanted them to just realize it themselves, I guess, that I needed help. But again, how are you gonna receive help from someone if you aren't communicating with them? Because they can't read your mind, obviously. So I guess what I wanted was for someone to notice me. Dear Diary, I want you to know that I don't just blank myself for fun or for attention. Every blank means something. Hopeless, sadness, stress, pain, and overall self-hate. When I blank myself, it is because something happened that caused it. And when I start to blink, I can't seem to stop until I start to blink, blink. What I feel is pain, so I give myself a new pain to think about. I blame myself because most of the time it's my fault. Those blanks on my blank remind me to be better. Maybe doing it doesn't do anything good for me, but what does? I feel lost. Nothing is good enough to save me. Friday, February 18, 2022. My lips feel very dry. Hold on. This is very sad, guys. I was very, 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 very sad girl. Felt very alone because I didn't really talk to anyone about this. Dear Diary, this was something I wrote a while ago, but just thought I should write it in here. It's like I try my hardest to hide the fact that I'm not okay, but you can tell I'm not able to smile like I used to. I miss my own energy. Deep down, I'm so close to just giving up. I'm exhausted, and it's getting hard to put a fake smile on for everyone, just so that they think nothing's wrong with me. So they don't start asking questions. I know I'm alone. I know this pain isn't gonna leave. I know this pain is stuck with me, but I don't know how much longer I can hang on. I don't know if I have enough strength to. Everybody expects me to open up to them, but I can't. I just can't. I've been through so much, I don't even understand it myself. I never express my feelings to people because I always go through it alone. It's always been that way. That pain will never go away. That thought will always be there in the back of my head. I can't express how I feel to you because once you start asking me questions, that pain comes back and I honestly feel like crying. I'm not supposed to cry in front of you. That's why it's easier for me to deal with it on my own. Sunday, February 27th, 2022. Okay, and this is the last time I ever wrote in this diary because after this I met my current boyfriend in April 2022. So he actually was the one who I'll explain it at the end of the video, but let's just read this. Dear Diary, am I important? Do I matter to you? What really is my purpose being here? I don't think I matter. I'm not very special at all. I'm useless. Most of the time, I'm nothing at all. I mean nothing to you. I make mistakes. Do it over and over again. I'm the problem because I need to be better because I'm not good enough. Why do I feel this way? I'm unhappy, sad, depressed, stressed, and overthink things. It's always my fault. They won't stay. They will leave. No one ever stays. Is there something wrong with me? What did I do? I want something to fix me. Can I be fixed? I don't even know why I'm still here. What is keeping me here? All that I care about is that you are okay, that you are happy. And when you're sad, tell me about it. If no one else can understand you, maybe I can. I'll listen to every word you say because I care. Who knows, maybe I am a good person, but what's making me feel like I'm not? So I think the reason why I wrote this was because I was really getting to the point where I wanted to leave this world because no one seemed interested in me. And I don't mean romantically, I mean just in general, no one seemed interested in talking to me. Or liking me for me. No, Nina. Nina, I feel like I just cared about, I kept wanting to leave this world, but at the same time, I knew it would hurt someone once I wasn't here anymore. I knew a lot of people would be affected, so I kept saying to them that I care about them more. So I put people first before myself. So that's probably also sorry, the dog is pulling on my sock. But anyways, that's probably also why I I didn't get better until I met my boyfriend, because he's the one who I got really comfortable talking to him about this kind of stuff. And he's the one who liked me for me. No matter how antisocial I was, he never thought of me weird for not talking much. And it was also easier to talk to him because I didn't meet him in person. I met him online. So it was easier to just talk to someone behind a screen than face to face. So I feel like that's how I was able to get so close to him, and how I was able to get help, because he pushed me into getting into therapy and into opening up about it to my mom. And so yeah, I feel like people who are dealing with this just need a little push from someone, because if you're like in a very, very, very bad place like I was here, then sorry, then you're gonna need a little push. But after you receive that small push, they're not gonna push you any harder. You have to put in the rest of the effort, and you have to want it. You have to want to get better. You have to accept yourself the way you are, and the way you do things, the way you say things, the way you look. You have to accept all of you. And once you accept all of you, and once you believe in yourself and trust in yourself that you are not the horrible things you tell yourself, then you can get better. And if you're, for whatever reason, say you're like in your 20s or 18, like my age, and you're trying to, get a really good job for your career, just working towards that career. Sorry. Okay. I'm sorry, this is really distracting. I don't know why she's so energetic right now. But just say, like, you basically have all your shit figured out. You have all your shit figured out. Everything is perfect. You should be happy because you have this. You have that. You finally did this. You should be happy. But no, you're not happy. You feel like you should be doing more. But you're working. You're working hard. You're working really hard and you're doing all these wonderful things. This should be enough, shouldn't it? But it's not. So you're not happy. You feel like you should be working harder. But that's not it at all, guys. You don't need to work harder. You don't need to keep yourself busy with work to feel successful. Because that's really not what makes you happy. That's all materialistic things. Getting a new car, buying a new house, getting your dream career. That's all materialistic things. And materialistic things isn't gonna give you happiness. A lot of people say that money doesn't buy you happiness. But when they hear that, they say it's bullshit. That money does buy you happiness because you have a new house, you have this, you have that, your life is set, you're happy. So money does buy you happiness. Money doesn't buy you happiness. It's complete bullshit. There might be some people who say that, but that's not actually true. Money doesn't buy you happiness. Because watch yourself get everything that you dreamed of. And then at one point, out of nowhere, you're going to feel lost. Just watch yourself and you're going to feel lost. Because that doesn't make you happy. There's this book that I had read. I think in fall, I had read this book in fall for college, for English. They made us read the entire book, and throughout the chapters, they made us write an essay. The book is called Tuesdays with Morrie. It's about It's actually a true story. So Mitch is the main character. So let me just read you the description. Tuesdays with Morrie. Mitch's relationship with his former professor, Morrie, after learning Morrie has ALS. The book is a series of Tuesday meetings with Morrie, shares his wisdom on life, love, death, and work while facing his terminal illness. The setting shifts between Morrie's prestigious home and flashbacks to Album's college days, revealing the depth of their teacher-student bond. Sorry that took me so long to say. So let me read you this. What are the biggest lessons of Tuesdays with Morrie? Lessons from Tuesdays with Morrie. Life is a series of pullbacks and forth. It says ... so I don't know if I don't know. So many people walk around with a meaningless life. The most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and how to let it come in. Do the kind of things that come from the heart. Why are we embarrassed by silence? So those are the biggest lessons from the book Tuesdays with Morrie. So if you like to read a lot and you're feeling lost in your life, and just unhappy, unsatisfied with what you're doing, with your life, I would recommend this book to you. It's called Tuesdays with Morrie, and it's a really good book. Like when I read this book, because guys, I don't like reading at all. So even if you don't like reading, read it, because I was forced to read this. I didn't want to read. I hate reading. I absolutely hate it. I never enjoyed reading. I more enjoy writing than reading. So when I was reading this, at the beginning of the book, I felt very bored and like I didn't really want to continue reading it. But because I had to continue reading it for this essay, this huge essay for college, I actually started to like it. There's a lot of quotes from the book that really speaks out to you. So I'm just going to read you guys these because it really did help me too. So here's some on love and connection. There we go. The most important thing in life is to learn how to give out love and let it come in. Love is the only rational act. If you don't have the support and love and caring and concern that you get from a family, you don't have much at all. Love is so ceremonially important. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. As long as we can love each other and remember the feeling of love we had, we can die without ever really going away. All the love you created is still here. It's still there. All the memories are still there. You live on in the hearts of everyone you had touched and nurtured while you were here. When we're infants, we need others to survive. When we're dying, we need others to survive. But there is the secret. In between, we need others even more. And then here are some quotes about on death and living. The truth is, once you learn how to die, you learn how to live. Death ends a life, not a relationship. Aging is not just decay, it's growth. Don't cling to things because everything is impermanent. I like myself better when I'm with you. Don't let go too soon, but don't hold on too long. And then here are some others about on culture and values. If you're trying to show off for people at the top, forget it. They will look down on you anyhow. And if you're trying to show off for people at the bottom, forget it. They will only envy you. Status will get you nowhere. Only an open heart will allow you to flow equally between anyone. We're teaching the wrong things, and you have to be strong enough to say, if the culture doesn't work, don't buy it. Create your own. So many people walk around with a meaningless life. More property is good. More commercialism is good. Sorry, I cannot pronounce that. More is good. More is good. We repeat it and have it repeated to us over and over until nobody bothers to even think otherwise. These people were so hungry for love that they were accepting substitutes. They were embracing material things and expecting a sort of hug back, but it never works. Okay, here are some more that really stood out too. The greatest gift you can give someone is your time, because when you give your time, you are giving a portion of your life that you will never get back. The truth is, once you learn how to die, you learn how to live. Now let's talk about that one. Once you learn how to die, you learn how to live. Now the reason why he's talking about death a lot is because he's actually dying from an illness. So all these quotes are actually from the professor. So again, he was a very inspirational person, and even got on the TV for these things. So this quote where he says, the truth is, once you learn how to die, you learn how to live. I feel like this one stood out to me because when he says, once you learn how to die, I'm pretty sure what he means by this. Because when you're dying, I feel like you just start to realize that you don't have much time to do things like you did before. You don't have much time to enjoy things like you did before. So you really take time for granted. But why do we take time for granted only when we know it's fading? You know, why don't we take time for granted right now? Why do we take time for granted when we know it's not going to be here anymore? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Because he knows he's dying. So right now, he's taking time he's seeing time very, very precious because he's dying. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, why do we do that? Why do we only see time so precious when we're in a life or death situation, but we don't see it precious when we have it all the time? The quote comes from the book Tuesdays with Maury, where the dying professor, Maury, shares his wisdom with his former student, Mitch. And then here's the meaning. Maury's statement implies that by facing the reality of death, we can strip away the trivial and focus on the essentials of life. And here's perspective shift. The awareness of our own morality can lead to a shift in perspective, allowing us to appreciate. Sorry, I pronounced that really weird. You're probably gonna laugh at me. I don't know. I have like I can't roll my R's very well. Even though I should be able to, because I speak Spanish, but I don't speak it that often to like pronounce words like this. So yeah, to appreciate the preciousness of each moment and live more intentionally. Example: Mori explains that he only truly started to live once he learned he was dying, as it allowed him to focus on what's most important to him. Acceptance. Oh my gosh. Acceptance. Oh my gosh. I can't pronounce shit. Okay. Sorry, I'm actually talking like a fucking kindergarten. Okay. The quote also suggests the importance of accepting the inevitability of death, which can lead to a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this helps. If anyone who is watching me right now needs to talk to someone, please check out my socials on my channel and I will respond to you, because I don't have a lot of people adding me and stuff, because I'm not really there yet. So I will most likely respond to you. My DMs aren't like full of DMs, so talk to me. I'll respond back, and I hope you get better and you are loved. I see you, and everyone else sees you too. You just have to open up. And it's okay if you're not ready yet to open up. But whenever you are, they're not going to judge you. A lot of my life, I thought I was going to be judged. But once I actually opened up, it was the complete opposite. And it just opened my eyes up a lot. So reach out, guys.